Little observation about our boys, the boy child you're raising. Did you know that from 0 to 6 years old, the boy child, the influence for that child is the mother from 0 to 6 years old? You're the caregiver, you're everything. The boy child looks up to the mother. There's a lot of connection, at that time, 0 to 6. If you hadn't noticed, please begin to put an I now. I'm going somewhere. Hello, welcome back to the channel. My name is Peggy, the face behind the Wholesome Kids brand, and I believe parenting is a skill that has to be learned so that we do not make mistakes anymore in parenting, so that we can parent for nation building, parent wholesome kids. But I always say you cannot be wholesome. You cannot raise a wholesome kid if you are not wholesome. So welcome to the channel. Yes, 0 to 6 years old, the boy child is clinged to the mother. The mother is the biggest influential person in the boy's life because at that moment, he does not even have an idea between both genders. Okay, he does not have an idea between both genders, so is the most person that spends the time that becomes the influential person at that moment. Why? He's sucking from the mom. It is the mom who makes sure food is ready, he has eaten, drugs are being taken, he goes to bed in good time, he wakes up in good time so that he can get ready for school and other activities. At that age, it is just the mother. Now, are we saying the father, the dads, the fathers are absent at this age? No, that's not what we are saying. Scientifically, it has been proven that the most influential in the life of the boy child from 0 to 6 is the mother. Now, from 6 to 14, there comes the father. From 6 to 14, there comes the father. So if you're a dad out there and you have a child between 6 to 14, I will ask you to begin to roll up your sleeves, because this is the time for you to take charge. At this time, at this age, the child looks up to the father because he's beginning to grow from 7 to understand that, okay, there are differences between these two parents who have been nurturing me. This is the man. He's beginning to see masculinity. He's beginning to see toughness, oozing out from the dad, who is the man. And he is naturally, it is just nature. Nature has sealed it that way, that he begins to gravitate towards the dad. Why? Because he wants to learn toughness. He wants to learn um, being hard. He wants to learn being authoritative. He wants to take advantage of his environment. He wants to dominate. Yes, this is actually the word I'm looking for. He wants to dominate his environment, and that's what the traits for the men are. So naturally, the child begins to you know gravitate more towards the dad at 6 to 14. So you who is a father, this is the time for you to roll up your sleeves, get all your acts together so that you can build time, you can create time for this your child, because he wants to learn how to treat women from you. He wants to learn how to become tough from you. He wants to learn how to care from you. Every trait, every possession that is embedded in the male child, he's learning from you. So if you do not create time, then when this period passes 6 to 14, then you find that there are gaps in the life of the child. There are gaps in the lives of this child. Science has proven that, because I know some questions will be flown out about what about single parents and all of that. During our parenting courses, we will usually advise that if you have a trusted male around you as a single parent, if you have a trusted male around you, reach out to that man, let him begin to, show up as a guardian for your child. But you must be very careful. You must be very careful the kind of people you choose to play this role. You must not just pick up somebody. Well, this video is not for that. Let me just leave that aspect and drive down the point that this video is meant for. We're encouraging each of the parents to play their roles at the given time carefully so that we can raise wholesome boys. So that we can raise wholesome boys. If you miss out on this time frame, this age range I am giving to you, you've missed a lot, and there are gaps that have been created in the life of your child. Now, from 14 to 21, the child longs for the company of his peers. Yes, the boy child at this age begins to long for the company of his peers. So that's why, as a mom, if connection was not built, if connection was not built, if bonding was not established, you begin to struggle with your teenage child. Do you see? Do you see how the lineup comes? You see some parents, once their children get to the teenage age, war has been set in the house. They do not understand the children do not understand them. Why? Because there was never an understanding while those children were growing up. There was never a bonding period. Bonding period helps you to understand the language that your children speak. And bonding period helps the children to also understand the language that their parents speak. So by the time they begin to get to 14 to 21, that they long for the company of their peers, that which you had, you know, imputed inside of them can no longer be taken away. So your friendship still stands, your chitty chatty still stands. Why? Because you had created something, you built something, there is a foundation, there is a bond, there is something, making that child to long for you. Oh, I used to discuss with my mom, I used to discuss with my dad. So he longs for those moments of discussion. But if that was never done, if this age range were just going by without proper intentionality in parenting, then you begin to struggle with your teenage child. That is what happens. So my charge to us parents, please, 0 to 6, build all you can build. Are we saying mothers should now hang off at 6 to 14? Not at all. Not at all. We are saying that every parent should step into the gap at each given time that you're needed, so that your child can be well grounded. Your child can be well grounded. The child wants to learn how to treat a woman from the way he sees the father treats his mom. The child wants to learn being tough from how the father addresses situations when there is a challenge. How does daddy step up as a man of the house? He sees all of those things, and those things he takes them in. He takes them in. Those are the things that begin to guide the boy child as he grows up, so that we don't, raise children that will come up and become women beaters, molesters. All those things happen because of ill parenting, gaps in parenting. Children are being left on their own to find their path. Remember, this is a community that holds your hand to parent intentionally, because we are parenting for nation building. This is a community that holds your hand to parent intentionally, because we have to raise wholesome kids, kids that are wholesome in everything. So until I come your way again, the channel remains Wholesome Kids. Please do connect with us. We encourage people to, leave comments, questions, criticism as well. We are really big at, receiving your constructive criticism. So please do well to engage with us down below the comment section. Until I see you again, keep keeping well, keep parenting well, and keep being a wholesome parent. Because if you're not a wholesome parent, you cannot parent a wholesome